All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. You know that universal existential angst we all kind of feel when searching for a purpose? Have you ever felt that nagging, just relentless drive to figure out why you're actually here? Well, today we're going to completely shift how you view that feeling. So, welcome to The Hunger for Significance.
So why do we search for the meaning of life? I literally want you to just sit and reflect on that for a second. It's a massive, profound question, right? It shapes our daily sense of identity, the choices we make, and honestly, our deepest anxieties. We spend so much of our energy wondering what our purpose is, and we can feel entirely lost if we don't have a clear, immediate answer. But what if the very act of searching is actually the key to the answer itself? Okay, so the core thesis of our source material presents this massive paradigm shift. It argues that the search for the meaning of life is the proof that we want to be significant. Think about that. The search isn't a symptom of being lost or broken. Actually, scratch that. It's more like tangible, definitive proof of a deeply ingrained human desire for significance. You wouldn't be searching if the desire wasn't already hardwired right into you. All right, moving on to section 1, the evidence of craving, a logical progression. To truly grasp this concept, our source material takes us through a pretty fascinating logical sequence. Let's break down exactly how our natural cravings act as undeniable evidence for the real world around us. So think about a physical craving like hunger. Picture that intense 2 a.m. craving for a greasy slice of pizza. We've all been there. That rumbling, empty stomach, that undeniable biological drive is absolute proof that food exists. I mean, you would not have evolved to feel hunger if the universe didn't contain sustenance to satisfy it, right? The craving literally demands the reality of the solution. And this extends way beyond just our stomachs. Consider pain versus pleasure. The very capacity to experience physical or emotional pain logically dictates the existence of relief or, pleasure. The dark defines the light. Our nervous systems recognize the negative extreme precisely because the positive extreme is a concrete reality that we're meant to seek out. The drumbeat of deductive reasoning really continues here. Desire is the evidence for the existence of discomfort. When we intensely desire a change in our state, whether that's, say, seeking a cooler breeze on a sweltering day or striving for a better living situation, that active desire is deeply rooted in the factual reality of our present discomfort. The urge points directly to the condition we're trying to escape. And this brilliantly illustrates our final physical analogy, libido and mating. Again, the biological drive is inherent proof of the biological function. This isn't just a random list of biological quirks, guys. It's a universal pattern. Nature doesn't create a lock without a key. So we're setting up a bit of a metaphorical crescendo here. We've firmly established the physical rules of biology, and now we're going to apply those exact same rules to the psychological realm. When we look at all these physical states together, it really trains our brains to accept a fundamental truth. Natural cravings implicitly prove the existence of their counterparts. Every single time you feel a biological pull, it's pointing toward a real, tangible destination. And this foundational logic is exactly what we need to carry forward to understand the deepest workings of our own minds. Now for section 2, the God-sized hole, mind and purpose. Okay, let's slow things down just a bit. We're transitioning away from these very visceral, immediate physical analogies like food, pain, and survival, and we're stepping into the deep, introspective space of the human mind. So how does our source material actually define this massive psychological void? Well, it defines the God-sized hole specifically as the craving to feel valued by others for what you offer to the world. It basically equates a relentless existential searching directly to a profound, very human desire to be of service, to be a provider of immense value to your community. And this is where the logic from those biological analogies completely clicks into place. If physical hunger proves that physical food exists, then your seeking and searching for the meaning of life is concrete evidence for your craving to feel valued. Seeking meaning proves you have value to offer. That existential angst you feel, it's not a flaw. No way. It is definitely not a sign that you're broken, aimless, or hopelessly lost. It is literal psychological proof that you possess inherent, powerful significance just waiting to be tapped into. The very fact that you're asking the question proves that the answer is already inside you. Which brings us to section 3, fulfilling your true potential, an actionable solution. All right, we've successfully diagnosed the craving, and we know exactly what the hunger signifies. Now we can shift to the source material's actionable solution for actually filling this existential void in our daily lives. This builds into a beautifully clear 2-part remedy for satisfying our hunger for significance. Step 1,
realize your true potential. You have to look inward, take stock of your skills, your passions, and really identify what you uniquely bring to the table. Then step 2, put it to good use for the betterment of the world around you. This is the action phase. This is how we actually satisfy that deep-seated hunger because, it's never just about knowing you're valuable in isolation. It's about deploying that value outwardly.
In terms of real-world application, this framework first requires you to actively acknowledge your inherent potential. Basically, to stop doubting that you have something to give. Second, and honestly most importantly, it powerfully directs your focus outward to others. It stops being a game about me and becomes entirely about we. By doing this, you're effectively satisfying both the biological and psychological craving for value that we've been discussing. Offering your potential to the world isn't just some nice, altruistic thing to do. According to our source material, it is absolutely the only actual way to fill that God-sized hole in our minds.
So I want to leave you with a direct, kind of challenging thought based on everything we've uncovered in this explainer. If your persistent search for meaning is definitive, logical proof of your inherent value, how will you better the world today? The hunger is undeniably there for sure. The food to satisfy it is your potential. Don't let that value just go to waste sitting on a shelf. Get out there, find your community, and feed that hunger for significance.